We are back. Welcome to the present. Now, there's a new face on the screen, right? I know some of you will be shocked. What's going on here? We have Efosa in the building. How are you doing today, my guy?
I'm doing fine, brother. I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I hope you had a good day.
Yeah, I did. I did.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Oxmoto in the building. Generals, how are we doing? You can see we're doing great. I have Efosa
Doing very well.
live and direct, representing from Nigeria. Shout out to you, Efosa, for coming through at short
Oh, of course.
notice.
Uh,
So
well,
we're going to be discussing and previewing Man City versus Arsenal, the Community Shield. We know, even though we did not win the FA Cup, neither did we win the Premier League. But by the grace of the fact that Man City won both trophies, we're second place, so we have the opportunity of playing Community Shield.
yeah.
What are your takes on this forthcoming match?
Okay, my first take is no Gabriel Jesus. I think that's the most obvious. For
Everyone are looking like 11:59. I said it looked like 11:59. Wow. 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 Oxmoto is not playing with you today.
I'm telling you today, bro.
Guys, like the video, very important. Subscribe and subscribe, and make sure your notification bells are turned on. So you were saying something, Efos.
I said the most obvious. I think it's no Gabriel Jesus on Sunday. It came as a shock. That was my initial fear.
Okay.
I just that's why then I think some weeks ago I said on the I said on this piece that I said on the channel that I didn't believe Jesus was a guy who would stay fit throughout the season. So because I know of the little, like, even if he's not going to be out for long, but I know of the little injuries, and we need people available. Honestly, we do. So that is I'd say a problem that we have. So I don't know how Arteta wants to handle it, and honestly, I don't know if we are really in need of a new striker or if we should get a new one. So it depends. It does depend.
Okay, let me read this chat from Oximoto. Said, "I love you, bro. You know that. He knows that. You know you're messing with him. That's banter. Is part of what
Of course. It's just.
So coming from, if I could actually extract from what you said, so you're concerned about the fact that Gabriel Jesus will not be available, and you had that kind of premonition in quotes that he might not be available for the whole season. So now, but the injury is really an injury because according to Mikel Arteta, is an inflammation of the old injury. They just will go there and do quote unquote the clean up job on the knee, and she will be back in a few weeks. And when Arteta says a few weeks, I don't know whether to believe him or not. Because I remember he said about Saliba a few weeks, and a few weeks turned to the end of the season. Zinchenko has been out for a few weeks, yet he's not yet back. So, based on Arteta's antecedents, which I understand, you can't be totally transparent because of your opponents, right? Even though you want to transfer to the fans, but your opposition managers will want to work around what the information they know about you. So I get it. But don't you think we have enough attacking wise to do without Jesus for the next few weeks, according to Arteta?
I do believe we have enough. But I just think personnel matters. You understand? That is my own thing. When you see Jesus can be, agile. He can be aggressive. He understands the press. Jesus is different. You understand? He is the only of his own breed at Arsenal. That's why he's the main striker. You understand me? When you look at Nketiah, we all know we've been complaining about him not being at that. Yes, I do believe that when he does the basics, he is that guy that can score goals. I do know that. But when I'm looking at Gabriel Jesus, he's a guy that can dribble, yes, he may maybe lose he may not score some chances that we complain about, but we
Okay.
still, everybody forgets that everybody misses chances. But he can be more clinical. That's one thing that we can say. But when you look at the way he plays with the team, combination and all, you might look and say, I don't think anybody, any other person does it. Now, people talk about Trossard playing as a false nine,
Okay.
which is an option. But I just see when Jesus is more aggressive. You understand? That is one thing he does, where the way he gets in, he worries defenders. It's different.
Okay, let me read this chat from Mike Master. Shout out to you for coming through, Mike Master. Good morning, Arsenal. Let's get started. Definitely, we're getting started. Shout out to you for coming in. Make sure you stick a like on the video, subscribe and subscribe, and make sure the show bell is turned on. So now, what I'm getting from you, like I understand Jesus Harris defenders. You understand the pressing more than a lot of defender. He's more skillful. He has that dexterity and how to mix it up. Drawing defenders and open spaces for the likes of Saka, Martinelli, 100%. But he's quicker than Trossard. But I think Trossard can do what Jesus is doing, just as Jesus is just a quicker version of Trossard. And I believe, like I said, the caveat is for a few weeks. I think we can do without Jesus.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. I think we still have to play Manchester United in about 4
and let's not forget, within those few weeks, right? Let's say, according to reports, going out for 6 weeks, there'll still be international break in between.
Yes,
so technically it's not up to 6 weeks, right? So on the other flip side, we know we are playing Man City on Sunday. Do you think we have the attacking impetus to actually disturb and worry them and press them and give them and make them feel uncomfortable? Because if you look at the game they played against Madrid, they made Madrid look like kids, right? The game they played against Manchester United at the Wembley, they made it look like kids. This Sunday, we need to lay gloves on these guys.
Yeah, I think we do.
This will actually be a kind of blueprint into the season. So, do you think we have those personnel to deploy our quote unquote cannons on Manchester City?
Yeah, bro, I think we do. I do know we're not going to play the way Manchester City played Manchester United, and I do think we'll play way better than Real Madrid. Is just a situation where I think, yes, Manchester City will be, in my opinion, they are still the team to beat. But we have to look at ourselves. We remember now we have the squad depth. You understand? Sure. Now there will be no Jesus, there will be no Zinchenko. But I do think my own starting lineup, if Trossard plays, you understand, Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left. Then midfield, I don't know. Like I've not gotten a particular decision on what midfield we should go with. You understand? But I do believe Arteta has been working on a lot of things during preseason, a whole lot. So it's not going to be that game. It's definitely not going to be that kind of game where they are just going to come in all of a sudden. We are going to be knocked back. I don't believe it's going to be that kind of game. You understand? I don't.
Now, let's not forget how aggressive Manchester City are. They have some big guys in the midfield and at the back.
Yes.
So, even though we might not have Jesus, Jesus is not the tallest, but the fact that he is going to be a pest.
Yes.
And he has the skill set to hold up the ball. He has the skill set to dribble, to drop a shoulder, and those kind of things. But I think with our player, we have some technical players like Trossard, Martinelli, who can do similar things, even though they might not do it as aggressive as Jesus, but they can lay a glove for Man City. So I don't think we should panic at all. That's my opinion. Yeah. It could be
definitely. Tested. Yeah, definitely. Mine is this is the thing. This particular guy, I would have loved something different. I spoke about it. It seems insane. Martinelli as a striker. You understand? Okay. Now, people would say, oh, Martinelli. Martinelli originally was not bought as a winger.
Sure.
He's someone that can play there. His, original position or primary position was as a striker. we saw there he's good in the air. He has a good height. I heard he added some inches over the summer, over how many years. And now, he's getting bulked up. He's
Yeah,
running more.
yeah.
He's now, he has pace to really press defenders. So I do think Martinelli as a striker might just be. But as you said, with Trossard up front, he and Martinelli can interchange in those striking positions from time to time. So it's not something that is really a serious thing. When you go with this guy, Saka on the wing, we know what to expect.
Exactly.
You understand? What I want to see is how Arteta intends to outsmart Guardiola. We can just see that Arteta might, in my opinion, revert back to that particular 2-0 win he had against Man City at the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley.
That was a defensive display. I don't think Arteta...
No, that's why I said he might.
I don't think so.
It's something where
because
you
know why? You don't want to make the fans begin to doubt you. Like we are buying bigger players, right, and getting better. Then you want to revert to a formation where you had limited players in terms of quality and quantity. That would be like receding back.
Bro, I do understand. You understand me? I do understand. But we have to be honest. Even Manchester City, there are some seasons when they play top teams. And we're talking about that game that we played them on the January 1st or 2nd.
Yeah. I think 2 or 3 years
if you look at that particular game, they were on the back foot. We could even say they were defensive.
I won't say they're defensive.
You understand?
We wrestled the game away from them and we owned the game. I won't say they were defensive. Because Master are not a natural defensive team. Right?
Yeah,
I get your point. I don't think we overly respect them. I see, I'm not going to brag and be silly, be arrogant. But I think sometimes we overly respect Man City. They are gettable.
Yes, of course.
Man City are very, very gettable, in my opinion. Let me just chat real quick from Randa. Pitman, if possible, we should not buy Raya and that Croatian guy. Use the money to buy Kolo Muani. I just love that guy. He has a personal view to it. Okay. Very fast and very smart. Now, if, according to Arteta, the injury is for a few weeks, I don't think we'll go and buy Kolo Muani or any striker. But if they're not being totally transparent with us, and maybe the injury is more severe than first thought, then maybe Arsenal might have to dip into the market and get somebody else. So let's wait and see what Edu and Arteta will come up with. But as far as I'm concerned, for this coming game on Sunday, Trossard can do a job, Martinelli can do a job, even the much maligned Edin Nketiah can do a job. He might not do it aesthetically pleasing the way we want, but he can still do a good job, in my opinion.
Yeah, bro, of course. That I'm not asking him to be aesthetically pleasing. For me, I want him to be balanced. You understand? I want him to look at his game and say, okay, I'm playing this particular game. Let me do the basics right. You understand? Okay. The problem I'm having is overdoing it. Something that's not too natural that you've not nailed down. You understand? Now he's better with moving with the ball. I'm not asking to dribble or do all the greatest takers. Even Harry Kane that scores goals doesn't do takers. Harry Kane
that's not a strong point.
Yeah. So Harry Kane maximizes his limits to his strength. So I think he should maximize his movement in the box, his ability to smell danger, all those things. He should focus more on finishing better, because there are moments where he will not touch the ball. A cross has to come in. He has to anticipate. See that particular goal against Monaco. When he went to the back, his position, you could know.
Playing to his own strength, like you mentioned.
Yes.
Play to his strength.
That was a goal scorer's instinct. So you would just know this is what he is. So being the Jesus, I do understand sometimes, you want to also improve. Yeah, you improve yourself, but at least improve what you're good at very well. Because the passes, the running with the ball, getting in behind.
That's not his strength.
Bro, the passes, like even the passes, you can want to improve passing. You understand? You can want to improve passing. You can want to improve, like the running with the ball. He has become better at it. But there are some moments when I think, even in the previous stream, I think MLS All Stars, you complained and said, Eddie, pass the ball more, pass the
He
ball
was
more.
holding the ball for
You
too long.
understand?
Yeah.
So those things, that is what he should work on. Because if he learns give and go, he will have space. For me, you look at Harry Kane. When I look at Harry Kane, I call him the best striker for me because he can do every single thing you need. Take the ball, a shot outside the box. He can
Inside
pass.
the box.
You understand? Everything. Those are the main things. So I feel he's overdoing it. If he can just reduce it, why not?
So let's analyze the defense, right? Man City have a very, very good defense. Ake, they're just about to add Guardiola to their defense. They have Laporte, they have Diaz. Now, the last game we played against Man City, Ake actually marshaled Saka. Well, as in, he's one of the few players that have actually found a way to limit the efficacy and efficiency of Saka. Do you think Saka will outsmart him this time rather, or you think it will be the same thing again?
Bro, for me, Saka is now beginning to become a physical specimen more. You understand?
Okay.
I've watched, and we can't deny this preseason, he has been really, really, really good. He has played against different, even the Manchester United loss, he was really good because he created space, learned to run in behind, barring that awful tackle from Martinez. That was very
short man devil.
Yeah. So it was something where, for me, Saka has been one of our best players in preseason. Now, people will be like, he has not come up against, different kinds of defenders. But we still have to remember, even last season, when Manchester City came to the Emirates, I think Ake was at left back.
Yeah.
So Saka that day still destroyed him. You understand? It was just the fact that they were using numbers to mark where Bernardo Silva was, constantly fouling him and the ref wasn't. But I do think, sometimes when you look at, Saka, I think Saka will learn to develop a better way of playing and a different way of playing because, when you look at Saka, sometimes Saka loves the fact that someone is on him. To actually
he enjoys it well.
Yes. So if you look at Reiss Nelson, when he came onto that game, he was really troublesome against. And I don't even think.
Yeah, Reiss Nelson just like he struggles with injury, so Reiss Nelson,
but I think it wasn't even Ake he played; it was Akanji he played.
So, was it Akanji?
Yeah, it was Akanji.
But was it maybe the FA Cup? I know in the FA Cup and the
yes, it was the FA Cup. He actually marshaled Saka.
Then away at the Etihad too. He marshaled Saka. So
yeah.
So Oxmoto says Saka is irreplaceable quality wise. You see, he's building up too. Yeah, definitely. He's bulking up. Oh, shout out to he corrected himself. Yeah, he's bulking up. Yeah, he's bulking up too. But I'm just being objective, right? I love Saka, but against Man City at the Etihad. Both games are, I think Etihad.
It was Etihad both games.
Both games, right? Let's be fair and let's be real. Ake marshaled him well.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
so that's why I'm like, okay, let's see this coming Sunday. What will happen? Because I'm sure Pep will put Ake on Saka again. Pep, if it's not broken, he's not fixing it.
Yeah, of course, bro. He will do it. You understand? It's expected. And I think Saka is also getting ready for the
battle.
Of course, he has to. It's expected in football. And even when he speaks, he's not shying away from it. Yeah, it's expected in football. It's not about Saka alone. It has to be about the team. When we look at the way it was, like the first one at the FA Cup, now, yes, that could be a personal battle that, he won and all. But you also have to understand that personnel, when he played that one, was a little different because some people he could do some combination play with, they were not there.
Yeah.
So now in that second one, it was a general team thing for me. The team was just, at that particular time, I think they were demoralized going into that game based off of the series of results we had. So that was one particular, fear that I think everyone suffered from. But other than that, I don't think, it's it's something I should, be afraid of.
Worried about. Now, before I ask the next question, because there is one question I'm going to ask very soon. If Timber plays right back, he can help Saka with overlapping. Yeah, Timber can underlap, he can overlap, and can even come inside. So that's a good observation by Oxmoto. Yeah, shout out to you. Yeah, very, very
that's
right.
Very, very logical.
Very logical. Now, there's a player that enjoys scoring against Arsenal. Can you guess the player?
Kevin De Bruyne, right?
Whenever he plays against Arsenal, he just enjoys scoring against Arsenal, and he plays for Man City.
Oh, bro.
Can anybody guess?
Kevin De Bruyne, right?
He just loves a goal against Arsenal every time he plays us.
Bro, someone has to be your boogie guy. Yeah, someone has to be your boogie guy.
So, what do you think this coming weekend? Even though you have been struggling with injuries, do you think he'll have the same efficiency and efficacy on Arsenal, or this time we're going to marshal him? And do you expect us to play Rice and Partey in the midfield, or maybe just one of them?
Well, the way I see it is this, right? When people talk about Rice and Partey, I think we have to be. It's one of two things. For me personally, I'd want to see Kai. You understand? People are talking about Rice and Partey. This is my thing, right? With playing Rice and Partey in this game, why do I say Kai? Kai has played Manchester City more, and being up there and dueled with them. I want to see more. Now, people also came with observations, which were also logical, that defensively we need to be more solid so that we can win the ball back. Understandable, so you can also still put Rice and Partey just for the solidity in midfield. But what I want to see is with Havertz, I know that we are not limited going forward. You understand? With the way we play now, we can enter into positions to want to mark. And, when we are without the ball, we can form two banks of four. You understand? But when we have the ball, I think our strength is having the ball, in as much as will be good defensively. But one of our strengths is still going to be having the ball. So it's no use winning the ball and losing it, up front, and then I'll come back again. And come out. You understand? So that's why I want to see Kai. Because with someone like Kai, there's a different variety. You can play the ball in the box. He's good in the air, so he's going to challenge those guys. He has been doing it before, so he challenges them. It's something different. I want to see how he will square up against those kinds.
Another thing I see from what you just said, which makes sense. I'll read the chat from Oxmoto very soon, right? Let's say we are playing Trossard, Saka, and Martinelli. Trossard is going to be operating in that space. I have 10. Drawing Man City defenders up the pitch, meaning Kai can run into the zones and the spaces. So
exactly,
Kai and Trossard can be alternating
positions.
So there'll be time that Kai will play 8, Trossard will play the first 9, and there'll be time that Trossard will play the 8, Kai will play the first 9. Yeah, which will be confusing Man City. That's it. For me, that makes sense.
Of course,
that makes sense.
And one thing I keep saying, Kai is a space genius. He understands the space and the zone.
He loves the ghosting.
So he will know when to get. He can get into the box. A cross comes into him. He has a very good touch. Is to see whether he finishes. But I do want to see him. Whatever Arteta decides to go with that day, or I don't have any choice but to be, look at it and support. There's a reason why he's going with that particular team. And I would love to see how he tinkers, because right now you can see that on all fronts, this guy is going to compete. He wants a situation where whomever comes in, if we say we are changing the squad by 5 or 6 players, yes, it doesn't look out of sorts. So I think that is why, he's he will change some things.
So let me read this chat from Ogno. So I think with the likes of Partey and Rice, they can close him down. Yeah, if
he gets an opportunity, it's just like something where it might be the only opportunity he gets in the game,
and you bury it.
Yes, and that day we can beat them comprehensively. That is the only good chance he will have.
The way I'm looking at the game, if we play well with Kai and Trossard alternating, it could be a very, very bad for Man City.
Of
because
course.
we are not playing a focal striker that they can mark down. It's going to be very fluid and very mobile, interchanging. I think we can do. Now, I remember this comment from Oxmotos that says that if Timber play right back, he can help Saka overlapping. Now, the last 2 games, we've been playing Timber as the left back because Zinchenko is not ready. So I think Timber might not play the right back. I think he will play left back, and Ben White or Takeru Tomiyasu will play right back because Zinchenko is not ready.
Yeah, he's not. And you also have to understand your loyal Tierney fans will be calling for
I'm very cynical.
They'll be calling for
a riot,
a
protest.
Because this is the way I see it.
Yeah.
It's a game where even if we play well and we lose on penalties, if we then lose, Arteta should understand there's going to be a Spanish Inquisition waiting for him somewhere. And that's what's going to happen.
It'll be Arteta out t-shirts.
Bro, I said after that Monaco game, I saw one podcast. Why isn't Tierney playing? I was now wondering, when you see Timber, you know there's an obvious difference. In that game yesterday, there was a time I was saying in first half, I don't know if Rice was playing left back. You understand? There was a time you noticed it and said, for you, Rice is, spreading out to the left too much. He's hogging the touchline too much.
Yeah.
But Timber covered that particular deficiency.
Last zone.
Yes, when Rice was, going out too much, Timber was getting in, now playing that particular role, and it afforded Rice time to remember and get used to, that space of going.
I don't know whether I'm the only person making this notice or people are not up to speed. I don't know what they are watching. It's up to debate. I think Arteta don't play positional football too much. I'm not saying he's not just playing position. He's playing zones. Look, if you are watching the Arsenal game, Arteta is playing zonal formations and not position all the time. That's why I can see there was a time Timber moved from left back to right back, and Tomiyasu went there. And there was a time he came to the midfield, and Rice was now occupying auxiliary left back. So we are playing zones sometimes, and if you cannot get it, I'm sorry, I can't explain to you.
The game is not, bro. You see, there was this guy yesterday that was on it. I think it was AFTV that was talking about how Arteta is kind of always wanting to tinker and revolutionizing the game. The guy, no, bro. I understood where he was coming from. Wanting to get more out of your players. You understand? Wanting to touch more, see more ways how, because it's not only when Pep does it, everybody will be.
They like it. If Arteta does it, why is it tinkering?
So that is why I understood when he said he's trying to revolution. Because why not? He learned from the guy. Let him do his own. If my own can surpass what is here, of which you said it now, it's zonal football. Nobody's giving him the credit. Nobody is saying it's zonal football. Let Pep use it in one game. Just let him use it in one game.
It's the best.
He's a G. I have never seen him. You understand? And the English manager, the English media, they love to eat it up.
They love it.
Eat it up and they will say, "Oh my Lord." Yeah. So even when people were talking about centre backs, I said Arteta started using centre backs. I tried
Before Pep. Doing before Pep.
So nobody is saying he revolutionized the fullback position.
No.
But someone says it now that he's trying to revolutionize the game. Everybody was laughing, calling him delusional. That was the only person that was being positive there. Where Arsenal fans were dumb. Even in preseason, this was the only person that said we should stop expecting microwave football.
Yeah.
Where we put it within how many minutes is ready.
Yeah.
Bro, I want a situation. If the whole preseason games, we are not going to have the best performance because this guy is tinkering, but during the season, The hell yes, because of what you think at, bro. I do not like. I don't care. Even when people are saying, "Can Arsenal topple Man City?" I don't care who we are fighting in the league against. I only want my team on top. If Man City come to the party, it's not my business. If Manchester United doesn't come, I don't care. If Liverpool doesn't, bro, everybody can. They know where to shove it. I don't care. I just want us to be on top. Because for me, there could also be the probability that Man City may not even be the team we fight the.
It could be Liverpool. It could be Man City. It could be Brighton.
So, yeah, it could be anybody. So for me, my own is I want us to be on top, stay there. The reason we bought all these players was the fact that we knew that, okay, fine. We saw that we competed or were competing. Even as far as January, they had seen it. Yeah. Now, overcoming, we lost some players. How do we now reduce the effect of the loss of players?
And add more quality.
Yes. You saw when Tomiyasu came. This is why I keep saying it. We fans, in as we have to stop being stupid and start becoming more objective, and let's stop doing everything just because we want, interaction with people or mainstream media.
It's about traction.
Yeah. Look at someone saying yesterday Tomiyasu is not good enough to play at Arsenal.
I'm not going to entertain such idiots. No, sometimes you have to call people who they are. Like, you're an idiot.
Because I was thinking, this is somebody that was on a long injury.
Yeah.
How many players have gone through long injuries and they are not good enough? We've seen this guy. He has gone on long injuries. He's still even doing well.
Yeah, against Manchester United, fitness and sharpness back.
Yes, against Manchester United. For me, he was one of our
better players.
Yes, he played well. He marshaled that left through well. Yesterday, he did do well. So you're not going to talk about it. When the guy came the first time, did we not all see, Tomiyasu? This is where the theorem of shiny new toy comes in.
Let me read this chat from Oxymoto because I've been on the screen for a long time. I'm going to say, and we have to look out for the long balls. City punish us first game and United in the preseason. I'm sure Arteta and his technical team are looking at all those things. I think we need to adjust to those long balls because they know we press high. They're going to throw those long balls. So we're running back. Exactly. So I just think if we can keep the ball, City will be in trouble. You can keep the ball and move it and zip it around quickly. City will be in trouble. You can zip the ball quickly, City will be in trouble.
This is another thing I think Arsenal should learn, in my opinion. The long balls to Haaland are not the problem. You understand?
Yeah.
We need to learn to win the second ball.
The second balls. Yeah, exactly.
That was one thing Alex Ferguson used to do. In all those games against Stoke, they will always want to head the ball out, but the second ball, even there was a game we played, was it Stoke or who? We used that theory of second ball. They will cross the ball. Yes, you want to knock it down to someone. Everybody be prepared. You must know where they can knock the ball. The place Haaland can knock the ball. You must learn the theory of second ball because once we learn it, it's a case of, okay, give him the time. Let him, the second one, we are not going to lose it. And that is what we need to do. But balls over the top, yes. Man City will try to be annoying. Try to.
Now, let me ask you a question. I don't know whether it's me because some of you can push back on this. Man City don't necessarily play expansive football. They just hold on to the ball more and make it seem as if they have possession. Or like Arsenal that want to move the ball quickly and attack with intent. I'm not saying Man City don't attack with intent, but sometimes they just slow down the game. They slow it down to your play, especially if they are ahead in terms of goal. They slow it down and frustrate you. And then when you try to get the ball, they attack you. Then, but Arsenal, we are just this progressive team that want to just attack and attack. But we need to have more ball security, especially in that midfield. For some reason, he's not knitting well during the preseason, but I understand you are chopping and changing and trying different methods. But I'm not too worried. I'm not worried by.
I'm not worried.
I'm not too worried.
Of course, bro. See, most of the goals we conceded were just if you throw away individual errors. We didn't
concede. Against Manchester United. Those were 2 errors.
2 against Manchester United, 2 against Barcelona.
Yeah. Now, okay, let me ask you a
Odegaard,
question. The goal we
yeah.
considered against Monaco yesterday, I have watched like 10 times. It looks like sometimes is it possible that sometimes there's some things you can't defend? It's not that there were errors. The
Bro, of
crossing,
course, you
sometimes,
analyze every goal that someone concedes. You
yeah.
analyze every goal that someone concedes. Sometimes the one thing you could look and the only thing I would say is Martinelli should have done better there. That guy beat him easily. But it's football.
Okay, 10 out of 10 times, you will not beat him that easily like that every time.
Yes, that is the way I would
So
say
that's why
it.
I look at that part. So like
Yeah.
it's not that Martinelli was just overly sloppy. If Martinelli had on that chance, he won't. He will actually
Of
try and
course.
get the ball. Those things
Yeah.
happen sometimes. So
Bro, see, I don't care about the fact that someone scores the odd one goal. It's just like that goal against Barcelona when people were saying,
yeah,
"Oh, Saliba
Saliba
should
should
have
have
done
gone.
that."
Yeah,
Like he did everything he should have done.
done.
That's why I asked the question. I said it before. I said, if it were Mustafi there, what would have happened? It's true. What would have happened?
Mustafa,
You
Mustafa.
understand? People will be looking and saying, there, Martin, Saliba mashed out the guy out. I blame the other defense because you expect that ball could still creep past. So
Sure.
you don't sleep. You have to be at high alert. But it's one of those things in football. You understand? It's one of those games. You saw the goals we scored them. The Trossard goal, there was nothing they could do about it. The two
Sure
goals.
about it.
There was nothing they could do. We saw who scored Kai's goal now that he scored.
At the back post.
Back post. There was nothing they could do. So all these things are just part of football. Sometimes we could say as a top team, you also have to understand you're also playing top players. You understand me? There's a reason why they are the top of their game because of what they do. And people will look at it and be like, when people when banter and all, and people want to be cynical, it's very unfortunate these days that people don't watch football for the sake of watching and
Or
anticipating
enjoying the game. It's about
Yes,
how
it's
do I
about
banter the team.
Yeah, so
We're now watching with prejudice, which is crazy. Now, can we enjoy the game later, then do whatever? But now we're now watching it. Okay, how can I banter the next team? Come on, enjoy the game. The game is beautiful. So let me ask you for your own predicted lineup against Man City.
well, Ramsdale,
Okay.
Ramsdale, I think Ben White at right back.
Okay.
Saliba and Gabriel.
Okay.
Then Urian Timber.
As left back.
Yes. Then Partey,
Okay.
Kai, and Odegaard. And then Martinelli, Trossard, and
Saka.
Yeah.
I will go aside from. I think I'll go with exactly your team too. Yeah, I want to see what Kai can do defensively against a team like Man City.
Yeah.
I want to see it because a lot of people are saying he can't do a job. He's too lanky. He's too weak. But some people 2 or 3 years ago never wanted Xhaka at that position.
Bro, it's exactly what Arteta said. I said it a week before.
By that logic, it doesn't make sense.
Bro, I said it. Arteta said, how many?
You said something?
Yeah, I said it before. Arteta said the same thing. I said it a week before. I said, did we expect this guy to be playing, Xhaka to be playing an advanced role? We didn't. Look, let's be very honest, bro. Xhaka is one of the stiffest footballers I've seen in my life.
Exactly.
Very stiff.
He doesn't have pace. He does not have pace.
No, he does not have pace. He's stiff, but Xhaka could still get 7 goals.
Yeah.
You understand? So that was half of what Odegaard got.
Of
which in some games, if he had been more clinical, he would have gotten
more than 10. He should have scored more than 10.
Yeah. So I'm now imagining, situations with Kai, because those knockdown balls, there will be balls where they will cross. He will knock it down to the striker. Yeah. He can knock it down for the oncoming midfielder. Too many varieties. And he can also...
Another thing, he has a creative pass in him. So you can't just ignore that part.
Bro, one thing I think Kai will learn more is passing in between the lines.
Yeah.
There was a phase of play and a passage of play where I saw when we were going yesterday, where he was with the ball. And it just made me remember Ozil and De Bruyne. There's a way you sell your stock, and in that particular area, that is where they sold their stock, because they give you the pass that you, as an onlooker of football, you do not expect. They just play a pass that it's complex when they are playing it, but it's easy for them, and it's supposed to be the easy one for the striker. So, and you have to outsmart the team. So I think Kai will play more risky balls as time goes. Yeah. He will learn to play more risky balls, and because I saw he used to play that at Leverkusen.
And let's not forget, now, if Kai has the ball in our own half of the pitch, right?
Yeah.
Kai can drop a shoulder and open up the pitch,
yes,
which Xhaka cannot do. Kai can find a long gap pass to Saka, transition pass real quick.
Yeah.
Now, Xhaka can do it, but he can't do it as efficient as Kai. So sometimes it's not about, he's robust. Xhaka is robust. Xhaka is macho. Yeah, we love that, but we've improved.
Yeah, bro. You see, that is my thing. When people talk about those parts, for me, I don't feel those parts of the game are the most important.
They're not.
We are not fighting every day. Man City doesn't fight every day.
Exactly.
You understand? We have to move beyond that. For us, outsmarting our opponent, being strong, being up for the fight. Yes, that's why we are there. Yeah. But when, in as much as I want to see, we are not fight. We can fight a few times. I want to see my team walk over another team. I want us to put our legs on their throats so they will know who is boss. You understand?
Exactly.
That's what I came there for. I didn't come for all these,
for a wrestle match, for a bout.
Bro, that's why sometimes when we do all those, I say no. I prefer to play you off the mark.
Exactly. Me too. So let me read this chart from Oxymoto. I've been telling you our set piece defending, Baltimore, Aston Villa, Everton, all these goal set pieces. Yeah, but we are not the only team conceding from set pieces. I get your point. Don't you think Oxymoto, you are micro analyzing us not too much? People are not the only team conceding from set pieces. And if you look at statistics, right? We are not the worst team conceding from set pieces. Actually, our concession from set pieces are reduced.
Bro, it has reduced a whole lot.
Yeah, there
was a time when we didn't concede headed goals.
See, there was a time when there was corner against Arsenal, I was panicking.
Bro.
It was panic station.
Because you exactly. You would look and say, "My Lord, what is happening?"
Yeah, so I think we should just be a little bit more fair.
I think
it's not every time that we should be panicking.
You know the reason why sometimes we panic when they overstart everything. They use start and overkill, but they'll forget that this same team had 10 corners in the match against them, or 8 corners against them, or 5 or 6, and they conceded 1. And maybe after a few games, so I do understand when it's becoming too much, you look and say, "Oh, it's becoming too much." But I don't think it's that
concerning or disturbing. It's not that we should be like panicking or getting frightened.
I understand what he's saying. In those games where maybe we need to just
tighten up a little bit, the screw a little bit, tighten up a little bit, which is a fair thing to
no, of
call
course
out.
It is.
So what are the danger men from the Blue Whales, aka Man City?
Well, of course, we know them now. We know the robots over in Holland. Then
De Bruyne is fit.
Yes. Bernardo Silva.
He's still there. Yeah, he's still there. Yeah. Grealish looked decent last season. Let's be fair.
Of course, no. He came into his own. He finally came into his own. Their team. Who else? Rodri can be a danger man from deep based on the way he comes.
He was dominant against Madrid, was dominant against Manchester United. So I want to see a fully fit Partey against Rodri again.
Of course, the Partey now.
Yeah, the Partey we have now. The
one that is that is back to his full
form. Yeah.
I want to see him. Who else in their midfield? Okay, Ilkay Gundogan is not there anymore.
Yeah, like look at Oxmoto's chart. What do you think?
Yeah, bro. I won't say he isn't. I will not say he isn't, but mine is I'm just waiting to see. You understand?
Yeah.
Because if it were Gundogan, you know something can come out
He
of
knows
him.
how to ghost into those dangerous areas.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you know what can come out from
Yeah.
Gundogan. But when you look at Kovacic, why would like he's coming to Guardiola's side, so definitely he will be better. I'm just
Better, but will he give you those goals? It's not that.
no, the goals.
For me,
Yeah,
he will
he needs-
steady the midfield
yes,
for you.
midfield.
But will he give you goals? Because he doesn't have that attacking, or he doesn't smell that
Danger.
goal threat like Gundogan will smell, right?
Yeah, of course.
So it's like taking away the goals and giving it a bit of solidity. So
Yeah.
is it really a threat? According to Oxmoto, is that really a threat?
Well, bro, you know, the way Chelsea play football and the way Man City play football, totally different.
But we're looking at the player himself. I understand you're going to feel better and do better at Man City. But will he give them more goals? I don't think so.
Yeah, bro, for me, Gundogan wasn't giving more goals till he started. I think, we remember when Gundogan started playing as a striker, or I think when he was playing the first nine, when he just started scoring that particular period, when he was Manchester City's highest goal scorer. I think that was his what do they call it?
Breakout season.
Yes, that was his breakout season as a goal scoring midfielder. So I do think now he will do like Kovacic. Well, they don't need to play any a midfielder up top. So
they have that automated machine there.
Yeah, so it's not. So it's something where they will look and say, okay, he's this thing. But will he be a threat? It remains to see. I just think, as you said, he will control the game from deep. One thing we also know, he's also good. Yeah, he's good with moving with the ball. So that's one thing we should look forward to.
So I was going to say Kovacic was supposed to be the next Modric. He didn't live up to the hype. I don't know about next Modric. I don't think he has a player that Gasca mediator.
Yeah.
They are just solid midfielders. They won't give you too much goals, but they are efficient. They're like German machines. They are very efficient.
Yeah.
They're not too aesthetically pleasing, but they are solid in performances. That's what that's what Kovacic is. He's not a goal scoring midfielder. He's not the most creative, but he does the intangibles that you need in football.
Yeah, bro, he don't. I think this is the thing. Sometimes one thing when you look at players, right?
Yeah.
When I look at Kovacic, I remember Kovacic at Inter Milan. When the first time I saw Kovacic was that guy that you look and say, no, this guy has it. But over time, let's be very honest, he didn't really play as much as, Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro did at Madrid. You understand? He came on some games, you would see that there's quality, real quality. Then you also look and say his time at Chelsea. Now, one thing when people talk about Chelsea, I always look at it and say, do you really improve there?
No.
You understand? So they can go and have the odd, like the Champions League. I call it the odd Champions League because over how many years, yes, you could say they've not won too many trophies as the previous times. They've not competed for the league. So it's a case of we know we are a top team. So if we're in the Champions League, we can find our way to the final and win it.
Somehow. Ojuro to the answer.
Of course. So you look at that and be like, okay, fine, that's a very fair assessment. But every time I watch Kovacic, right, I always knew that more could happen. That this is just a guy where they could unleash more. Look at Jorginho at Arsenal.
He's finding those passes. They pass it to Trossard.
Of course, Trossard yesterday.
Wow.
Bro,
that's my first time. If you watch the Aston Villa game where Partey was on the bench, I'm like, he might not have the physicality, but this guy be mapping out the pitch as like the real estate is before him like this.
Bro, do you remember the Leicester game? Do you remember the Leicester game where we played away? We won 1-0. That was the game I respected. Bro, Jorginho reminded me of Xavi. Where pressure was on, he was just, it's not about holding on to the ball. It's about understanding. Like you would know he is. Yeah, you would know he's a Mikel Arteta and Guardiola player.
Yeah, he is. No wonder both teams wanted him. Both managers wanted him.
Yes, of course. So I understood why Sarri always insisted on this guy, because when you have a midfielder like this, you begin to see pass and move. The way when players are playing, he knows that zone he is. He knows the position.
In fact, that the way he spotted Trossard and he just let the ball to Trossard immediately. I'm like, what?
Do you remember? Sorry, continue.
No, and I've seen it. I think I saw it last season.
Sporting is where I wanted to talk about. Sporting to Martinelli.
Yeah, I'm like, this guy has these killer passes there. Like a 6 that can see the pitch and analyze and know those zones to play the ball. I'm like, now what he lacks in athleticism and physicality, he has in the brain. He has it.
Of course.
He has it.
Bro, that was why that Leicester game, I saw they were pressing. Bro, he was up. Even when he played against Man City, that 3-1, we lost. He played very well. He won most balls on game. Bro, he did everything very well. The only problem with this score,
I think I made a video to apologize to him, because I think a lot of Arsenal fans would not say this. We should have played Jorginho instead of Partey that game. Now, all of us are nervous because, he doesn't have pace. He's not physical enough. But he compensates with the brain. I'm sorry, I love Partey. He's physical. He has a brain too. But Jorginho's way of seeing the game is higher. I'm sorry, he's higher. The way of seeing the game is higher. Is a higher level.
Yes, of course.
IQ.
You look at Jorginho, you know that this is because you mentioned it that time. Busquets.
Yeah.
Which physicality was Busquets?
Yeah.
That is why I think Rice's signing is a very integral one, because Rice and Jorginho in midfield sometimes will also make a lot of sense. Because
they can also
Rice can go, box to box, go and come. So definitely that yes, we have a real variety of ways we can play. So Jorginho, for me, even there was a time, I said it, when Jorginho played for Arsenal, he was giving forward passes. Chelsea fans were writing on.
What we saw at Chelsea wasn't the real Jorginho, because he couldn't play to his strengths.
Bro, you see Lampard. Where Lampard, you see, this is why sometimes when people say, but when this coach came, he was doing well at the beginning. This is how I see it. When you come and you're doing well at the beginning, I am very skeptical.
Cool.
Very few coaches make me skeptical, but I am skeptical, right? When you saw De Zerbi going to Brighton, now, Potter had laid groundwork, but you saw De Zerbi's style of football. When he came, he still imprinted it. Yes, it was easier to play it then when he came there, because the other guy put the basics in them.
The foundation there already.
Yes, but you saw De Zerbi's football. Now, when you look at Lampard, when he went there the first season with all those youngsters and all, we could still see that Lampard was still playing a certain Sarri football.
He was playing on vibes.
Yes, it was. For me, I call it the leftover of Sarri's football and some addition was what he was doing. But when he started removing those people that were making Sarri's football what it was. After he came out.
He exposed himself.
You understand? It was now it was just, the big stage. We now saw that this guy is not, because then they brought in different players. When he was the first person that started playing Werner on the wings.
Yeah.
So for me, when I was looking at everything, I was thinking, no. This guy, no, it's true.
It's a fraud.
That's why I call it. I said I put them on fraud watch. You understand? Then you look at Tuchel. Now, yes, Jorginho was playing for him. Yeah, move the ball. But Tuchel's football is safe football.
Yeah,
it's just safe football. Pass it around, safe, very safe.
Score the odd goal and lock it up.
Yeah. We'll just patch it up. We'll make it look elegant with one touch passing, but we can't see beyond, the smoke the smoke and mirrors. We know
Yeah.
nothing is there. It's just a case of let us just have it and all. But when we saw Jorginho come, the improvement was rapid.
Was rapid.
I remember it was only some objective Chelsea fans that said, people are complaining. Yes.
Yeah. I remember Matisse. Shout out to Matisse. You know Matisse, right? The Chelsea guy. There's a Chelsea guy called Matisse.
Okay, the guy that wears glasses.
Yeah, he was not calling it that. Him and there's all that controversial guy, even though sometimes he'll be on some bullshit. There's all that controversial guy on his channel. He's a Chelsea fan. He's a big Chelsea fan.
Lewis.
It was like, he doesn't like Jorginho going, but Jorginho will cook at Arsenal. And both of them were right. Even though all Chelsea fans are going to say Jorginho is not good enough, say if he goes to Arsenal, he will cook. Yeah. And I was watching Jorginho, this guy is not physical enough. He can't run. Then I saw him coming, and I'm like, he doesn't need physicality. He doesn't need it.
You know, where
a lot of us fans, right? If we are not careful, including myself, that I call myself out sometimes, we are programmed to see a position to be played a certain way. That if another person comes and play a different way, we don't want to adjust.
Bro, you know, that was a stigma we had at Arsenal then when Wenger was trying to bring some kind of, say, no physical players enough playing the DM. Yeah. You see, bro, this is the thing. I think we should all understand one particular thing in football. And this is one thing that Arsenal fans have suffered for years. And I think we are the cause of our own problems in as much as the media is, and we don't help ourselves. This is what people don't understand. Oh, the next Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
If Patrick Vieira was a common player, he wouldn't be Patrick Vieira. I don't know if you understand. Bro, sure. Patrick Vieira is so immortalized to the point where if they are calling EPL teams of all time, he's there.
He's there. He's a top midfielder.
Sure. He is there. He's one of the first names. He and Roy Keane, they are one of the first names you put there.
Yeah.
You understand? So if they were common, it wouldn't be Patrick Vieira. For years, we have been with that stigma of looking for Patrick, bro. Patrick Vieira type players don't exist.
Things like that, yeah. It's true. You're right. We program our mind to a player that plays a certain way that we don't want to give another player with a different variety or trait. Yes. No. We want to see you this way. And I fell into that trap too. Because I kept on complaining. Jorginho he can't run. And send me saw Busquets, who is not a pace merchant, who is not physical, but it was one of the best 6.
Bro, let's be very honest. People don't give people enough credit. When Wenger saw a midfield of Busquets, Iniesta, and Xavi, Barca does it, Barcelona, he tried to do it, they were insulting him at England. Need to be physical. Bro, I understand you need to be physical.
The press will be pushing it in your head. The press will be talking about it.
Of course. They were pushing, and look at what made it annoying was, I looked at it like this and I thought, if you're telling me that, what do they call it? We should play a certain way. Vieira, they've not really replaced him.
Yeah.
Why are you harping on about Sergio Busquets? Why are you harping on about Xavi? Why are you harping on about Iniesta? Which defensive distinct? Pirlo. Why are they harping about Pirlo?
About him.
Why is it that with all the physicality?
It wasn't quick. Pirlo wasn't quick or physical.
Why is it with all the physicality? Pirlo, they couldn't still beat with Italy with Pirlo.
Yeah.
CDM. Bro, because then that is one thing that killed Paul Pogba. Everybody saw Pogba coming. Nobody ever saw him as the guy that was just a CM that would be progressive with the ball. All they were seeing, track back.
He's black and he's physical.
Yes, that's it. You see, it's not as if they were being racist, but it's kind of a programming.
It's programming.
Of when a player is black, he's supposed to
he's in midfield, he should be able to tackle.
You understand? I don't know why we don't feel that black players are also silky.
Creative.
Some of us are also. Sometimes I don't like. This is me. I don't like all this Ishon football every time. No, it's true. That's what my friend calls it. You know, two things my friend used to call it. Because there was a time he used to call football. When you watch Mourinho's football, with all this one, he used to say Shomigba. He would call it say Shomigba football. Or when they play, you say, when we do, I'll say, man, they play for tell me forget. Say they could soon go back Shomigba. It's true. Or at one particular point, when the thing is not working well, when everybody is scared, there was a time Pogba was even scared to do his natural thing. When they will give this one ball, this one will pass. He will say, come on, Bajelowo me football. That's what you call it. Don't be my leg, you go spoil.
Yeah.
And that is the
Mikel
problem.
Mikel Obi had a lot of that in this game too. Mikel Obi.
Bro, I said it.
Yeah.
I said it before that is my problem. We'll always look at it and say, these players won trophies and all. Did you improve? You understand? Very few players improve under that kind of game. Very few. You understand? But the rest, what happens? Mikel was, you know what it means for Mikel to say in a midfield with Xavi and Iniesta, Mikel dominates. But you look at it in Chelsea, he was just reduced to okay. Sometimes I will just see him. But, it reminds me of Wijnaldum sometimes. When
we are beginning to pivot from this match. Let's come back home. One day we'll do all this. Let's come back home. So, predictions. What do you think? Who will win and by how many goals?
Oh, okay. Pending, because I've not really followed Manchester City's preseason.
Really? Even if you've not followed, you don't know what they're capable of doing with the players they have at their disposal?
I do know. Bro, you have to look at it. We are expecting Haaland to play that day. I'm expecting Julian Alvarez. You understand? It's preseason. I'm expecting...
and both could actually play together.
Yes, both could actually. Yeah. Both could. But I just think Guardiola will say this is more of a chance. It's not a league where Haaland will be the first choice every time. This is more of a chance for you to... That is your opportunity. Play in this game. So it's very possible he can play here. So I'd still say for us, if we play as well as I know we can, why not?
They put a score on it. I say prediction.
3-2. Arsenal win.
Okay. Haaland, Grealish, Alvarez, De Bruyne. No Jesus. Jesus has been unlucky since he came to us. He hasn't played against his former team. For some reason,
only once that loss.
Okay,
bro. It wasn't. It
wasn't prime Jesus.
Yeah, it wasn't prime Jesus. It wasn't prime Arsenal.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
So let me see. I'll go with 3-1. Arsenal win.
Okay.
I think Trossard. Trossard is going to be that secret weapon.
Bro, Trossard and Kai, if Kai starts.
Yeah, I think they will be secret weapon. So
also, I think if we win like that, we'll go to penalties. If we don't, I think if it's not a straight win, we'll go to penalties. If we don't win,
I think we'll win it during regulation time. I think we'll win it regulation time, and hopefully, no bozo moment from Gabriel. Please behave yourself, Gabriel. Story along, move along, behave yourself.
I'm just thinking he has to, just the simplest things.
Yeah,
because sometimes if he feels the pressure is too much, just whack the ball.
Whack the ball out.
You should just know where, like maybe he can look up and see Kai. Just try and whack the ball to him.
Yeah, you should understand. You're not Saliba. You can't be Saliba. Saliba is a different gravy. You understand that. So that'll be fine. Shout out to you for coming through. This was actually a good one. I really appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. Guys, do us a favor. If you're watching a playback, like the video. Very, very important. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And make sure your notification bells are turned on. Let me repeat for those that are at the back. Like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. So I should be here for tomorrow's Friday stream. If I'm doing a stream tomorrow, don't worry, I'll let you know. I'll drop in a community tab, or I will I'll upload it on the channel, and you make sure the notification bells are turned on. You will be notified duly. If I'm doing a stream, to be at the same time, and if Efosa has time tomorrow, he will join me. But if he doesn't have time, I'll be here by myself. Shout out to everybody that came through, especially Oxymoto for being very interactive. Shout out to you, Mike Master, Random Pitman. Shout out to all of you. And Efosa, your last words.
Well, as my brother would say, for the love of Arsenal, that's all we do here.
Exactly.
We hope, just want to just give honest views, not media. We're not doing it for media, but just being honest.
Traction. These are our heartfelt views. We're not here to rile you guys off for traction so we can argue unnecessarily. No. These are our own honest from the heart views.
Yeah.
So you might agree with some of them, you might not agree with some of them. Let us have the conversation and be respectful. It is what it is.
Yeah, very true.
So, guys, we'll be here tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe. Good night.